Hi, I'm sayakatcosplay and welcome to my studio tour! You know, I've seen a lot of really awesome studio tours. People have really awesome studios and they're super clean and that's not my studio. Hi, I have ADHD and nothing is clean ever. So I've been kind of debating about doing a studio tour for a while and I haven't because my studio is never really it's never clean. I'm not a very well organized person, but I figured I'd just give you an honest, tour of my stuff, of my studio, of where I work, and kind of show you around and show you my workspace, and maybe this will be some inspiration for me to actually get organized. So I moved in to this studio about a little over a year ago, year and a quarter ago, and no, it has not really been. I've cleaned it, take care of like dusting and whatever, but like I haven't reorganized it in that time. So, but anyway, I'm gonna show you all my stuff, what I have in my workshop, and yeah. So this is my workshop, which is an angle you've probably never seen before. And over here is, so I have this big basement room and I share it with my husband's record label. So like this area here is all of his record label stuff, like a bunch of like merch and like records, and I have kind of started taking it over just slightly with my stuff. The other thing is I share my my space with the laundry room, and there's also the furnace and everything down in here. So if you ever hear my videos and you're like, why is there this whooshing noise in the background? It's because there's the vents and everything, and the water heater and everything is in here. The joys of working in the basement. All right, cool. Let's go back over here to fabric storage number 1. So, hello. Oh, I have a co-host. Yeah, that's where the cat craps. So that's down here too. Anyway, fabric storage number 1. I've got a whole bunch of fabric just piled right on top right now because I'm that organized. And then I've got some drawers here of fabric, more drawers of fabric. There's some just towel storage. Someone's doing laundry and it's not me. So yeah, this is the kind of where I've been storing some fabric. Over here, I've got my lance prop and my sword prop. And they just kind of live there. Hi, Toki. And so this is kind of by the door and sort of not in like my main work area. So like if you look at the room, it's kind of divided by these. It's divided by all these storage bins, and I'll get into what's that and whatnot in a little bit. And so this is like the hub's side, and this is my side. So this is a bin of like shipping stuff and some foam and some thermoplastic, and by bin I mean cardboard box because I never took it out of the box that we moved in. Eventually I'll get around to organizing that, but this is how organized I am. This is how I organize. I got some Warbler over here, which I'll use eventually. Yeah, I need to come up with a better storage solution for like Warbler and foam, but not right now. Anyway, moving over and over. You part of the tour. I have my dress forms. This is my older dress form. It's actually custom fit to me. So this is like one of the ones where you like get it and then you custom fit it to you and then you put it on the thing. I've had this since I graduated college, so I've had this since 2007. I usually just use it to store stuff on it. If I'm making stuff, I'll just put garments on here just to store them because this foam is kind of starting to get disgusting. And then over here, my second dress form, right now I have a mock-up on it that I'm working on. And this is my main dress form. It's an adjustable dress form. This is what I use for most of my garment fitting and mocking up and just holding garments. I mean, this is a jacket for a dude, and this is not a male dress form, but just kind of using it to hold stuff while I'm working. And then over here, we have more storage. And on top of it, we have my airbrush compressor and some stuff. I have some Febreze, kind of necessary, I guess. I have, oh, that's where my foam plate went. So my airbrush compressor's up here. I have a wig head up here. I have this helmet, which is for sale. This one's a demo helmet. Then some other stuff up here. Fabric bin. Another fabric bin. This is actually the Warbler scrap bin. So I have one whole bin of thermoplastic scraps. This is more fabric. That's my wig bin, and it's pretty horrendous, and I really need to reorganize it and actually come up with a better storage solution for all my wigs. But yeah, that's the wig bin. This is stuff that I don't use really. This is yarn and knitting supplies. So I used to knit a lot more than I do now, and yeah, I still have a whole bunch of yarn and needles and whatnot, and I do occasionally knit now, but not as much as I used to. I have a U-Haul box down here because I don't have another bin for whatever reason, so I left this when we moved. This is full of fabric, and this is full of fabric, and at one point I had organized my fabric stash, and now it's not organized anymore. Oh yeah, here's some empty boxes. So this is storage unit of fabric. For counting, this is number 2. So number 1's over there, and number 2 is over here. This is my sort of main non-fabric crafting storage tower. It's sort of organized. There's stuff in here that I probably need to throw out and reorganize bins. That is a bunch of old molds. I don't remember. That has a bunch of zippers in it. There's one for sandpaper. There's one for like Dremel stuff. One for like when I go and do workshops, which I haven't done in a while. There's one just has some stuff in it. This is my main paint shelf for spray paint and Plasti Dip and stuff like that. And I have a fire extinguisher, very important. That's a roll of fabric that I just have extra left over from a commission. Those are aluminum rods that I've been using to put in my Sylvie swords. I have a half bath. Great. This is my main paint bin, and I really need a better system of organizing my paint because a lot of this is old and kind of half crusted, and I organized it at one point and it has been unorganized at this point. Down here there is a bin for doing electronics, and then I don't remember what the bin is underneath it. Mystery bin? That bin, and this bin are all patterns. So either patterns that I have made or patterns that I have bought. So those bins are all my patterns. I'm actually fairly well organized with all of that stuff, and it's all generally labeled. And up here I have some like Wonder Under. There's some, why is my brain just melting today? This is wire for when I do electronics work, Dremel case, foam clay, Velcro and strapping. There's some elastic here, some thermoplastic beads. There's more elastic in other places. Oh yeah, and here's a big pile of sandpaper that I never put away. That needs to go in the sandpaper bin, which is right here, but I've just been too lazy to put it away. And over here we have my main work table, which right now has a pile of fabric on it that I'm eventually going to be making into a shirt for myself, because sometimes I make stuff for myself. My coffee, my phone, if you want to focus. Back here we have a pile for commissions. So right now that's some fabric for commissions, and my sword master, which has decided to make it onto that pile, and my casting supplies right now and my mold are just kind of hanging out on this table, because I'm going to be doing some more sword pulls at some point, either this week or next week. So I just kind of left that there, and that's been there for like a week. And usually this is full of stuff, and yeah, it's full of stuff, but not as bad as it usually is. Go me. Under the table is a lot of stuff. So under the table is a bunch of storage. This bin used to live in the master sort of bin area, bin tower, but it has since moved over here because this is my main like sewing bin. So it's got like elastic and fasteners and stuff like that. And that usually lives in there, but it has spilled out because nothing fits, the lid doesn't fit on here anymore. Here's some more fabric. There's some shipping supplies here, so it's like that foam. I originally bought that for Tyrael and have kept it ever since. So I've had that since 2014, and it just kind of lives, and I occasionally use it for shipping stuff. I honestly don't remember what's in that bin. I think it's stuff. I don't know. On top of there, we've got some fleece fabric hanging out in the back. So there's fleece there. And someone's probably going to yell at me for this, but that's my embroidery arm just hanging out on top of the box that the embroidery arm came in. I think there's some cabbage under there, and by cabbage I mean fabric scraps. And right now I have my pile of clamps over there, and then that pile is, yeah. Anyway, okay, so that's my kind of main sort of like cutting table, work table, storage table area. And then here we have my bin tower. So this house doesn't have a ton of storage. So most of my big costumes that I have stored are stored in these bins. So like Taronda, Magda, some of my armors are in this tower of storage bins. They are labeled, no longer accurate. Unit 2 is back there. Up there I have a wig commission that has yet to be claimed. And then I have this storage tower. Toki, why are you all up in my business? Don't drink my coffee. Big tripod. And so this storage tower holds a commission that was never claimed, stuff for selling at conventions. So this is like my booth stuff here. So there's like plushies and lots of prints and stuff in here. Like all my boothing supplies, which I haven't been to in like 2 years, but that's up there. That bin's fabric. More fabric. Fabric. Under there's my Cricut. I haven't used it in a really, really long time. So fabric has decided to pile on top of it. Toki, was that really necessary? He says yes. Yeah, and then that's my sticker wall. So this isn't my sewing table. This is my original sewing like cabinet table situation. And I have a bunch of stuff stored in here, but I'm not going to go over there because it's an absolute shit show. And because this is an absolute shit show. So, yeah, this is just kind of like an area in my workshop where foam goes. And it's not organized at all. There's some fiberfill. And so this kind of storage area here is where like the fabric like faux fur and stuff for the most part is faux fur. But yeah, and then underneath here is more foam and there's more fabric under there, and this is just kind of a zone of things that I just kind of push in here, and eventually maybe I use it. So there's thermoplastic in here, lots of foam. Shout out TNT. I think I have a new foam order coming in because I ran out of 4mm. And so yeah, that's that section. And now we have my desk. This is my main desk. Excuse me, chair. It's kind of clean right now, if you consider this clean. I mean, it's clean for me. So I got a bunch of pens and pencils and scissors and little organizers over here. This box right now has my clay in it that I was using to clay up my sword, and I had the clay in a pile and then I put it in a box. So improvement. I've got to figure out where I'm storing that box. And so yeah, like my planner and glue, and there's just stuff that lives on my desk, and it's never clean. It's never organized. This is actually fairly organized, believe it or not. So it's my computer. It's where I do all my editing and stuff. And then I got like a whole bunch of nice artwork and stuff, and my whiteboard where I'm supposed to organize things but sort of don't. And yeah, that's my above the desk Diablo's head. This is a second monitor that's not plugged in. I used to use it and I haven't since we moved, so it's just kind of living there and supporting Diablo's head. And then I have a little Kirby and a Pervious. Alright, moving on to my sewing desk. It's kind of my sewing desk. So over here we have random shit and my glue gun currently. So my glue gun and my heat gun sometimes live over here, sometimes they live under the desk, sometimes they live on this desk. It just kind of depends on where I was working and what I was doing. So my main work table, I usually do like foam cutting and fabric cutting, and then if I'm manipulating things, whatever, it's over here. My Dremel lives over here, so this is my Dremel and its flex shaft. I just bring the shaft over here when I'm working and dremeling, so this is my main Dremel surface. These are my fabric clips and pins. They usually live on this desk. And then this is my main sewing machine. I do have a backup sewing machine that's actually under my sewing table cabinet that I already showed you. This is a Husqvarna Viking Topaz 50. I have a thread rack behind it with most of my embroidery thread and some embroidery thread. I have a little calendar over here which I'm supposed to use to organize, and I don't. My respirator. And yeah, I need to change the cartridges because it's been a while and that's bad. That's my serger. If I need to use my serger, I'll scoot this machine back and scoot my serger forward. Both of the pedals are under here, and occasionally I mix up which one and then I get frustrated at myself. And yeah, over here there's a Google speaker which I haven't really set up yet. It's plugged in but it's not set up. That's my cover for my machine. Sup, Kelly? Yeah, some tissues. Some 3D prints my friend sent me. A little worm that I don't know where to put. My safety goggles. I don't know. And then yeah, these drawers are full of stuff. I'm not going to open them because they're really disorganized. Same with this. Oi! I can't access that drawer because of the way the desks are kitty cornered, so that drawer is empty. And over here, my vacuum chamber has decided to live here for a while because I was using it recently. Normally it lives in the garage, so it's just kind of taken up residence underneath my ironing board. And my cat had decided to take up residence. Yeah, this is clean, which is unusual. Usually I use my ironing board as storage. So I often just store things on horizontal surfaces, like a pair of scissors right now. So, yeah, my ironing board, I use it for ironing, but I also just usually store stuff on it. And there's my iron. And it's not actually on right now. I unplugged it. And then behind that, we have some storage towers. My Evelyn wig, which has been living there for about a year. I just never moved it. And then that's my pile of pattern making supplies. I went by pattern making supplies. It's a big pile of newspaper, and it's just a mess. And on top of it are trash bags for emptying the cat box. And then there's another wig head back there. Oh yeah, there's some wig heads in there that are hiding. There's my trash can. And that's my chair. And then there's a hair straightener crimper thing and a blow dryer that have been living on the floor for like the past year. And then that's all my business documents down there. And then this is just storage of random shit. This is not anything having to do with crafting or my business. A lot of this is old stuff that I've had since I've had an office. Same within there, like old storage, like old office supplies, old checks that I need to like burn or something. Documents. I'm not going to open those drawers. Except that one is full of newspaper that I haven't put in the drawer because I've just been leaving it on top. And then I have another thread rack which is almost full. I have some art. I have a lamp which I do use. It's my main window. And I have some stuff on the walls, things that I've made. Don't blink. So when we moved a little over a year ago, I ended up throwing out a lot of old costume bits and kept like Diablo's head and my Weeping Angel mask and decided to put those on display. Those I made last year. Those are my Alucard guns, my bolter. I got rid of my sister battle armor, but I kept the bolter. I just have some props up on the wall. That's my original Tyrael sword, which I made in 2014, and it is absolutely terrible. But I've kept it and put it up on the wall as a reminder that we all come from somewhere. And so, yeah, this is my workspace. It's nothing super impressive. I've been procrastinating on making this tour because it's nothing like super special. It's super messy and disorganized. So it's an improvement over my last space. It's actually much cleaner because I have more horizontal surfaces. Instead of everything going on the floor, it goes on the tables. So that's pretty much my workshop and all this stuff. I have way too much fabric. And as you can tell, I have terrible overhead lighting. I mean, it's not terrible for crafting, but it's terrible for filming. Not much I can do about that. I mean, I've got better lighting and I have lights. Oh yeah, I didn't point them out. They're kind of sitting on my computer right now. I have 2 light panels from LumeCube. And I do use those when I'm actually filming, like tutorials and stuff. And there's probably a lot of stuff that I didn't mention, but this is I've already been talking about stuff, disorganized shit for 20 minutes. And that's about my time limit. So thank you for watching my studio tour. And I hope you enjoyed looking at my mess. I never told you it was gonna be a good tour. Thank you all for all your likes and subscribes and comments and everything on everything that I post. It's really super nice. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my chaos, I don't know, give it a thumbs up. See more bad lighting. I'll see you in the next video.